Yeah, welcome to Chaos and Conversation, the football podcast, kicking it with the brothers. Yeah, a little mix up. Got the Break the Bank boys, and obviously real winners that are here, even though they're on the weekends. We all know what the league title means. We know what it means to be first place. But my boy X, what's going on, sir? Before we address these other dudes.
Look, man, it's lonely at the top. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I'm saying? So we can start talking about the rest of these loser teams shortly.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of loser teams, you want to go first, Charles? Neither one wanted to pick it up. Neither one wanted to start.
I just want to put an asterisk. I'm in first place.
Okay, we'll talk about that too. Okay, so here we go.
I'm focused on Tuesdays and Wednesdays until April.
I mean, it's a two-team league over there in Spain, so congratulations.
It's a one-team league in England.
We can. if we really get into the depths of leagues, I was thinking about this the other day. There's a lot of.
Who's the third best team in Spain?
I just feel like who's the third best? Atletico.
They'd finished 10th in the EPL.
You mean Atletico, who put Liverpool out of the Champions League last year?
Yeah, but Liverpool's ass. Like
that's
I'm just saying though. They didn't.
They did.
Well, no. 2 years ago, no. But yeah, last year, okay, fine. Yeah.
I'm just saying though, like I'm not even trying to knock nobody's like on that thing, but I think I was talking to somebody the other day. And I was just like, I feel like with whatever the Farmers League changes from week to week, who's got the like? That's all I'm saying. Like that's where I was coming from. Like the Farmers League changes from week to week.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Anyways, while we're here, obviously we know what happened in the North London Derby. X and I told you what was going to happen. I think he said 2-1. I know if Partey was going to play, we said 3-1. Well, the game was wrapped up, though. There was obviously we think Tottenham dominated for about 10 minutes, and that was about it. And then it was completely dominated. Yeah, I'm gonna give them 10 right before the penalty. We'll give them 10. But most importantly, Dion, is Sonny okay? Is Sonny okay?
He's fine.
What happened on Saturday?
See, unlike y'all, we had players that participated in the international break. We have players that participate during the week, and we still have to play EPL. It's a lot we have to factor into what goes in on a Saturday morning. And, like, at the end of the day, bro, I said this last year when we bowed out of every competition early. That was the only reason we made top four. It is what it is. It is what it is. And, like, I think if you're Antonio Conte and you went into the season knowing that you have to play on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, unlike other teams, and you were going through the schedule, you want to split with Arsenal.
Let me ask you an honest question, and I'm not
it's a 13-hour flight to Seoul. I'm just saying.
Is Conte is he a good manager? Or is he like a one-trick pony?
He's the second best manager in the Premier League.
I think he's a good manager. I don't think we have the personnel for him, and our back line will maybe Eric Dyer is still there after January. Other than that, like if you told me we have a whole new back line, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think they'll keep Romero. Romero's fine. Dyer's fine. But
I will say this,
wingbacks struggle, though.
I will say this, though. Jed Spence, having not played at all this season, I mean, that's a federal offense. It's a federal offense. And I watch a ton of Serie A. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Charles, if I'm wrong, fix it. Udogi from Udinese.
Yeah, saying about as best as I could.
We bought him and then put him on loan right back to his team. He should be on this roster. He'd be our best midfielder.
Yeah, because that's where you guys are weakest right now.
He'd be our best midfielder right now. So I think there's a couple decisions like that. But
simplest thing, why didn't they re-sign Christian Eriksen? That would have just solved a lot of problems. That would have been the simplest and easiest solution.
And we need no more no more Conte handouts. Like Perisic doesn't need to be playing. I'm good off all that now.
Yeah,
I like him.
He got worked. He got worked this weekend, Charles.
He did. I like him being out there, but I can understand what you're saying. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say like it's what he's adding is not enough from what he's subtracting at this point.
That's fair. X, who was your most impressive player for the Gunners this weekend?
Partey.
Yeah, he was really good.
Question, fellas.
No, Saliba.
When Partey gets hit with federal crimes, do you feel that Arsenal should have to forfeit every game he participated in prior to being in prison?
So look, true. This is 100% true.
And second question. It's a two-parter. X, with your Sandusky roots, is it something that even affects you knowing what he did?
Look, I didn't know about the charges until this weekend. I'm at the bar casually, and somebody's like, "Hey, so what do you think about Tom?" And I'm like, "Oh, I love him, man." He's like, "Yeah, even though he committed a little rape," and I'm like, "A little rape? What are you talking about?" He's like, "Do your Googles,
it wasn't a little.
A little.
It was supposed to be ironic. So I had no idea. You know what I'm saying? And but ignorance is bliss because I didn't know about it until about 72 hours ago. So.
No, it's huge. I do remember both of you being very critical of Deshaun Watson, and now you guys wear Thomas Partey jerseys on Saturday. So I just find that to be extremely interesting, just from a morality standpoint. But to each his own.
That's a low blow. That's a low blow, and you're deflecting from the fact that your fucking manager's a one-trick pony. All he knows how to do is, we're gonna fall back, and we're gonna count on the fact that we can hit you with a couple counter strikes a game, and it's just fluky. And sometimes, and if you look at it, you guys have been dominated for the vast majority of this season before you guys even started playing Champions League, and that's mostly because all you do is concede territory, and then once in a blue moon, all right, you hit a counter strike, you hit a goal, but it's fluky. It's not winning football. You went up against a better team. And I wish you all the worst because y'all suck.
Tottenham's been dominated in possession for like the last 5 years.
I just want to say, calling Conte a one-trick pony when he's got that many trophies, when I guess is the one trick just winning? Is that the one trick?
No, but
I'm just saying though, like is that the one trick? Because all he's done is win everywhere he goes. So is that the trick?
Yeah, but he also wears out his welcome everywhere he goes. Look, it's if you have.
And so did Larry Brown. What's your point?
But all I'm saying is, if you have the players to fit that one specific scheme, then yes, you can maximize it. But if you don't have the talent to maximize that scheme, then he hasn't shown the ability to go to a plan B. So yes, I would define that as being. It's like fucking Mike D'Antoni.
I think
if you give Mike D'Antoni an all-world point guard, he's going to win a lot of games.
I think there are a small number of managers in this world who actually make their players better.
And you feel like Conte does that?
I think there are maybe 5 managers in the world who actually can fucking do that.
Conte do that? That's
I wouldn't go. No, I'm not going to say Conte, but who actually are elevating their players.
I wouldn't say Conte does that, but what Conte is phenomenal at is I think he has a great eye for young talent, and you've seen that in the last 2 transfer windows Tottenham's had, and he's not shy to put pressure on a team to spend, which a lot of managers sit back and get punked, and he's not going to let that happen. So if you stink, he'll get rid of you, and he'll fill the spot very quickly.
So do you guys? And look, I'm not going to answer the question because you already know how I'm biased. Do you guys? I don't think that can Arsenal win the EPL this season.
Oh God, no.
Hell no.
God, no.
Not a chance.
God, no.
But I will say
it has nothing to do with you, though. It's like literally has nothing to do with you.
Look, City's they're a monster.
They have a chance because they're not playing Champions League. They do not have to worry about weekday games, so they have a chance. It helps.
I thought they do have Champions League.
They have Europa, but Arsenal. No, I'm talking about Arsenal.
Yeah. Oh! I thought you meant City.
Yeah. So you guys the deeper you get into the season, the more competitions like the Carabao start and everything. You guys are going to bench a lot of dudes in those Europa games, in the Carabao game, versus a team like Tottenham City might not have to because of how good they are, but a team like Tottenham is going to have to play their starting 11 twice a week, minimum. And that wears you down. It wore teams down last season, and Tottenham took advantage when they only had to play once a week. So I do it's an outside chance based on circumstance. You have no chance based on talent.
I think that's very fair. I think City, and also, I don't know if Arsenal has it in their locker to just go win 14 straight matches. And that's what City will do. They can get you. I mean, they'll get 33 to 45 points in a month and a half, and then it's just a wrap, right?
You guys at least think that we're a lock for top 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. Yes.
Or at least every favorite to be top 4. I won't say lock. Anything can happen.
Not a lot, but like you guys will be in the mix at the end of the season. But I mean, as we've seen with Arteta in the past, like he has very strong moments in a season, and he has very, very bad ones. And that Arsenal team does too. And like, let's keep it a bug. Gabriel Jesus is like not. I mean,
I don't think. I just don't. Like I said, I think all of my Arsenal opinions are based off what I think of other teams. I'm like, I think they're going to make top 4 because I don't think Chelsea is going to like what. I don't think what is Chelsea at their best version. Like I don't like. It's still like it's to me like there's no version of them being consistent for 20 games.
The striker we got rid of in January is the one getting them goals right now.
First off, that goal was fire, but
he's also better. He's better than Jesus. So.
He is not.
Come on.
No, he's not.
He's better than Jesus.
He's better than Jesus?
Yeah.
Come on.
He's not because he doesn't. His work rate not even.
How many goals did Gabriel Jesus score in EPL last year?
You're talking about last year. He's already got 5.
Okay.
Right now.
But the whole reason he left City, he did an interview.
What's that? Is that 2 weeks for Haaland?
Well, I mean,
that's 2 games.
There's levels.
He's got 5.
Bamian's
got 1. He's been there a week.
Listen,
how many City players just fucking go out there and free ball it? You fit within fucking Pep's system, and you do what you do. So if his role wasn't to score goals for City, then don't point at the number of goals scored as an indicator of how good he is. He was a role player. He fit his role. Now he comes, and with us, we give him more. You know what I'm saying? He has more on his plate to do. And you've seen it. Come on, if you've seen Arsenal play, you're not going to tell me that
he's playing much better. He's playing much better.
Because Pep had him on the right, messing with KDB. So where's he going to get his chances? Because KDB's going, obviously he's going to be trying to work the right wing just like he did this weekend. We're going to talk about that pass. But now Gabe is in the 9 role. Like, he is committed to him being our striker for the moment.
Just look at the space that he creates. Look at the way he bends defenses when he's in the penalty box. Like, other teams respect him. You know what I'm saying? And because of that creates space for our other players. Like, you can just see that. I'm not the biggest soccer X's and O's guys, but even my naked eye can see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just think Dion's a hater. I thought a little bit more of Charles, but apparently he's just a vicious hater as well. So.
I mean, I just think in the second half of the season last year, y'all had no strikers. So he obviously makes the team way better than it was to end the season last year. But does that necessarily make them better than when they had Aubameyang? I don't think so.
Aubameyang brought me a lot of joy in the last 12 months. So, like, I'm partial.
That's fair, too.
If our players were each like 3 or 4 years older, would they get more respect? Because I feel like part of the reason why Arsenal doesn't get respect is because they're too young. They're too young. But like, what's Arsenal's weakness right now? Our backline is legit, is versatile, and we're deep. You know what I'm saying? We got 2 players on our backline on the bench that would start for the vast majority of the EPL. Mm-hmm. At midfield, we're good. And even we got Saka, we got fucking Martinelli, we got Jesus. Like, where are we weak? Why can't we take that next level? Is it just because you need to see it? Because this is not the same team we had last year. So you can talk about our past failures, but we didn't have Saliba last year. We didn't have Jesus, you know what I'm saying, last year. We didn't have Martinelli playing this well last year.
Those guys aren't – I mean, they're good. Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
it's hard to call a guy world class if he can't make the national team.
Yeah.
That's me.
And I love Richarlison. Richarlison's a beast right now. And actually, I thought he was one of the better players.
No, he's not. He's being misplayed. Yeah. He's a glorified.
But it's hard. I just can't. Like, that's got to be somewhat. There's at some point got to be a benchmark or a metric of like, are you actually world class? You can't make your fucking national team, dude. You can't say that.
Oh, you're talking about Brazil, bro. We're not talking about fucking Norway or Switzerland.
You're talking about a guy, but he comes off. Or he didn't make the roster because of a guy who is on Tottenham that like came off the bench the first 3 or 4 games.
But I think that's a Conte issue too, and that's why, like, you saw the difference in the second half.
Rodrigo gonna make the squad over him.
But he may not. We'll see. It's not final. They haven't made that decision. They just didn't invite him up. I think they was trying to put a little fire under him because he's also won some gold medals for them too, and he's won a Copa before when he was on the younger. Anyways, back to this. I will admit this. Yeah, let me admit this.
Okay.
Sure, let me admit this. Kulusevski not being available definitely changed things because then they weren't able to do their 4 horsemen, if you will. helps out Sonny, which helps out Kane, Kulusevski, and Richarlison. That's how they came back against Chelsea, and that's how they were able to. I mean, they are dangerous when they can do that, and I think they're going to have to do more of that in the Champions League. But like Dion said, that's going to hurt them, and for obviously in terms of the domestic table, if they aren't able to figure it out. January is a big month for Tottenham. They got to get it together. They're going to have to get some transfers for sure, just to make sure, because they're a top 4 team. They have a top manager. They have one of the best strikers in the country, obviously, or in the Premier League, just for clarification purposes. And then they just need to make sure their midfield is taken care of, because right now it's not. And that showed on Saturday morning. I felt like we had the game in hand after the 10-minute mark. It felt like it was like they're not going to pose anything. It's only us mistakes-wise. But y'all are good enough, though, to turn it around. Just need some more players.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that. I thought the second goal y'all had was trash. I don't know what the fuck Hugo was doing on that shit. That was a trash goal. And then a red card in the 65th, and then you scored one after that.
You were dominated the entire game.
But that, like, you can't be like,
didn't have any shots on goal.
But that's just Tottenham. Like, that's just, I mean.
Oh, yeah. How do you score without fucking
man.
shooting at the fucking net? Dion, explain that one.
But that's, like, it just takes one. It was 1-1. You guys got a trash goal, which, like, congrats. I mean, that goal was trash. And then a red card, and it was over. Like, I don't think Tottenham was ever like, oh, like, it wasn't like if we were playing Man City on Sunday, we probably would have been down 4-0 at halftime. Then it's like really over. It was 1-1 at halftime.
Okay. We can agree to disagree. We watched different games maybe on Saturday. But that's
you guys dominated possession and had more time.
2-1 at the red card. I'm not going to say the game's over at that point. There's still 25, 30 minutes to go. So I'm not going to sit here and say the game's over.
And if there's a team that's equipped to handle playing with 10, it's a team that falls all the way fucking back to the last third.
But still,
you're not really
man down is still a man down. You're not. No,
Man
you
down,
can't say you're not really. Man down is a man down.
And Conte made 4 subs and clearly packed it in. He was trying to lose 2-1 as soon as they got the red card. He wasn't trying to tie the game. He took like 2 attackers off and brought in defenders. Like, he wasn't trying to win the game at that point. It was like maybe Kane gets a lucky goal.
Okay.
They packed it in.
You can't argue with blind homers, man, but it's all right.
I mean, it's not. Look, it is what it is. I don't think that game really affects like either team at times.
Yeah. I think all games. If you get once there's a red card, the game to me is like comma. Like the game's over to me. Like so.
I disagree.
Should win. The team that's up should win at that point.
Yeah. And like
they did.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't like.
And that second goal is trash. Like, I don't know how you guys could watch that second goal and be like, "Oh, that was
no." But that your team, whatever.
Like,
Hey,
first off, what the fuck was Hugo doing? And then who was that? Romero? I don't know what the fuck he was doing either. Like, just get rid of the ball.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put that on him. I think it's more on Hugo. Like 95%.
Either way,
Hugo.
trash goal, and that made it 1-1. Emerson Royal
on goal. Sometimes deflections happen. You create opportunity.
No.
You create your own luck.
You guys didn't get a shot on
our own
goal.
luck. Like, you don't have any shots on goal.
And then Emerson Royal fucking
I'm
bullshit.
sure there will be enough. Obviously, there's the return game, and I'm sure there will be a possible cup matchup down the road. So I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun little rollback with them. Could be 4 times we play this year.
I think if you're looking at it from a Tottenham perspective, or either team really, you want to beat the bottom 13 or 12, and then against the other 6 of the other 7, you want to steal a couple here and there, then get top 4. But I don't think if you're either team, what the fuck, what a touchdown! If you're either team, like, I don't think you're too worried. If you lose a road game to the other one, obviously it's the North London Derby. You don't ever want to lose to the opposing team, but if this was in, like, it'd be a different story.
All right.
Oh, he's out. Bring that shit back.
Let's keep it moving. Obviously, we got to be able to see the other derby, and like we told Braylon, I can't believe he thought they had a chance just because this is a little bit of a different team.
He didn't mean it. His voice was cracking while he was talking.
I agree.
He didn't believe the shit that he was saying.
I agree. I don't understand how a team who has 2 players get hat tricks under 23 years old Foden's a beast. I think he's being wildly misused by Southgate. You can see that. And Pep, I think, actually was trying to show folks and making sure that Foden got featured this weekend. But Haaland just that was special. And actually, I think it could have been 8 or 9 if they really wanted it to be. Charles, when did you know it was over?
When I woke up, made my coffee, rolled my blunt, and got my day started. Fuck you mean? Like when Haaland woke up, stretched, pushed whatever beautiful woman he woke up next to off of him, and got his day started. Like shit was over, bro. Like what you think was gonna happen?
It was bad.
Like, I feel like Denny Green. They were who we thought they were.
Yeah, no doubt. Who are you most impressed about with him?
He's just everywhere. Like there's certain people, like, you know, even in basketball, whatever it is, like people just find the ball just finds them. Like he's just wherever you need him to be. And it's not like, yeah, it's just the man just is around he's around, he's active. He's still at that age where like he's willing to chase and run after everything. He's still got that energy to him. You know, you want to talk Lewandowski versus him, it's like that youthful exuberance. Lewandowski doesn't have that. He's a little bit more strategic in what he does. But Haaland will chase everything, will run after everything, just diving after everything. You know what I'm saying? He's, you know, it's just my man's after it though. Like he's hungry for goals. Like I love dudes that like I wake up and that's what I do. Like I'm here to get buckets. That's just what I do. Like he's like in prime T-Mac mode. Like I do have a question about like is obviously he's killing it and he's at 14 goals or 13 right now.
He's at 17 in 8 appearances across both the EPL and Champions League. He has 14 in the EPL.
Nasty.
The question I've been thinking is like, so is obviously he's tremendous, but it's like he's at that much. Would Harry Kane be at 9 if they'd signed Harry Kane last year? Or is it a function of the system? Or is it how good he is?
That's a great question.
You know, it's another great question. If they signed Harry Kane for triple digits, does Tottenham pay that fucking release clause on Haaland?
What's the release clause on Haaland?
It was like 65.
It was 60.
Yeah.
It's 60 now?
No, it was 60.
So Man City paid Dortmund 60 million plus add-ons. We don't know what the add-ons were. That shit could have been wild, but it was 60 plus add-ons, and apparently Tottenham got offered 100 plus for Kane.
Yeah.
So
but I'm just saying, like the fifth goal yesterday, like he's just in the right spot at the right time. But I'm just saying, like,
sure,
that's not. You know, obviously that's an ability in itself. But Harry Kane has the same ability. I'm just saying.
Did you see the pass KDB put though?
Yes,
that was
amazing.
Bro,
that run at time that was crazy. I couldn't believe it.
I would say that Kane would be at 9 just because some of the passes De Bruyne has made are like fucking mind blowing, bro. Kane could be on the other end of those. Now, the one that Haaland made where like his foot was by his head, Kane.
No. That's why I said. That's why I said 9.
A couple of the ones where this motherfucker just got in an instant and put a boot on
like, it. Even the header yesterday, fucking Christian Eriksen just like was on him, and then just like let him go.
Yeah.
And then he was just like he's just there for that. It's like, man, I'm not trying to knock him. Like I said, he's a monster, but I'm just saying like he's prime Dwight Howard. Like they're just throwing him lobs by the rim. He's eating up everything by the rim.
So, just to give you some quick stats. So, he has 14 goals in 8 appearances in the Premier League. That's Haaland. KDB has 8 assists in 8 games. You know who's second place? Silva. Bernardo Silva is with 4. They're just inevitable.
Who's second in goals?
Kane. With 7. He's he's pretty much automatic. Kane.
Who?
Kane is. He's automatic from the spot.
He has 7 goals.
Kane has 7
got
goals.
2 from open play.
Bro, 3 of those have to be penalties. If you told me Kane hadn't scored the whole season, I believe it. I feel like he's just is non-existent.
They're all fucking penalties.
The header against Chelsea, obviously at the end, which is just that's still nuts, but that's just what he does. I think he had another header. I think he has 2 headers.
He's non-existent so much. He had the penalty against Arsenal. I know he has like 2 or 3 penalties.
You on mute, X?
I was gonna say that's their game plan. A lot of times, just cross the ball and then pray that Kane ends up on the other end of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. Yeah, it's just fluky, man.
But you haven't. Like I will say, like okay, I don't want to drift too far away from Man City. I want to stay on topic, but we are not even 12 months into Conte being at Tottenham. Arteta's in year 3 or 4? 4?
It's his fourth. Well, he's in his 4th year. This is his 3rd full season.
So we'll say, I don't know the exact number. We'll say probably like close to 3.5 years of Arteta being there, right? Mm-hmm. He's had time for players like Saliba to go on loan, come back, develop, etc. Like, yes, it is a very fluky game plan Conte has at the moment, but like these Arsenal teams, the 3 years prior were not good. It takes a while for a manager to go somewhere and implement their system. Like, we aren't watching, Twitter has the, what do they call it, hashtag Conte ball. And, there's some wild comments made on there about him as well. But, like, I think we're not seeing it yet. He doesn't have the personnel yet. Like, we don't have the midfield. We don't have the back line.
Can we be fair? Are we going to act like there isn't a 40% chance that Conte isn't in fucking Italy next year?
No, sure. I mean, that is the one thing with Conte. But, like, what I'm saying is like, if you want to, like, talk, like, you could say that, or you call the system fluky, but like I will say, like if most managers aren't taking a team over, and I believe he took it over in like November last year, maybe December, and took a team to top 4 Champions League, right? Like it took Arteta 3 years, and he still
bring in Richarlison when he really is, he's redundant, right? Your 2 best players are your strikers, so you spend how much on Richarlison? Why couldn't you spend that money on a defender or a midfielder? So that's who he wanted.
He's not redundant.
It's a long season.
And they're in Champions League. They need him.
He's not redundant because of
That's
all
a
the
lot of money
competition.
for
They definitely have. We can all agree they have more squad depth than they had last year. Regardless of what you think of the players, they have more squad depth.
He brought in guys that are like, when we have to play 3 matches in a week, we can bench Kane in certain spots and it's okay. We can bench Sonny in certain spots, and it's okay. And those were really our only 2 players.
Kane shouldn't have to start in the Conference League.
Yeah,
he shouldn't have to start in the Conference League.
And that's something that's going to catch up with certain teams. Like, props to Arsenal, but like this is the easiest time of the year. You get into December, January, February, when you're playing 2-3 times a week, shit gets real for a lot of teams. And to be fair, it's like I said earlier, like Tottenham bowing out early last year is the only reason they made top 4. It really is a benefit, especially when you don't have depth at certain positions, which Arsenal does not have, by the way.
I agree. I just think it's important because, look, if we beat Liverpool, we're going to be 14 points up on them. Like, that's a nice cushion. Yeah, it's going to get more difficult, but when you got 14 points on arguably, I would say, probably the second most talented team in the league, it's a nice cushion. You know what I'm saying? So it does matter.
If you beat Liverpool, you're 14 points up on City?
On Liverpool.
No,
so like
Liverpool.
Meaning like they're like the next contender. Like Liverpool, if we have that cushion on Liverpool, that lets us know like they're probably not catching us. It would have to take a monumental effort for them. They'd have to be out of Champions League, out of the other competitions.
Tottenham was 5 points back with 3 to play?
But one of them was a head-to-head though.
Okay,
so that's
we're in October. Y'all don't play Liverpool again.
Let me say this: the old adage is that like some folks in England, they don't even look at the table until Boxing Day because that like 4-game swing is a lot, and that's a lot on players, and especially it's definitely the most taxing that we probably have ever seen it because Boxing Day is literally the game right after the World Cup. And then England does not mess around with their schedule. They'll still make us play 3 games in 8 days.
Well, y'all
could swing a lead.
Y'all are lucky again in that scenario because you don't have to worry about players going on international duty.
That's not true. Our best player, Bukayo, your boy. First of all, you're going to be cheering for Saka because of England this year. He's starting.
Yeah.
Yes, he's one of their 5 best players. I don't even think that's debatable.
I don't think Saka's starting.
I mean, we saw the difference he made when he stepped on the pitch.
I agree, but I think him not starting in any of those matches is
Ramsdale may
it
start.
tells a lot. Ramsdale's not starting.
We'll see. He's in form. He's in really good form.
He's not. Neither one of them started in that 2-week stretch. Like That speaks volumes on what the team's going to look like in November. They weren't going to just bring him along just to sit on the bench and rest him. You think the English national team manager gives a fuck about Arsenal Brighton in October? Like, no, he doesn't care about that.
Other guy that I'm concerned about, not concerned about, but let's acknowledge, okay? There's Saka. Martinelli may actually make the Brazilian team. There's talks of him actually making the squad.
Even if he makes it, he's not playing.
Partey, Ghana. He's going to be
if he's not in prison.
Okay. Granit Xhaka is the captain for Switzerland. Our two midfielders.
They won't be playing. They won't be playing in the World Cup long anyway. So the couple games to play for Switzerland is fine.
What about
Tamayasu, Japan?
Another person, long break.
Oh, man. Gabriel, I'm telling you, there's more than what you think, bro.
We're doing all this talking. It doesn't matter because Haaland's not going to the World Cup. He's going to be healthy when the season starts again. This shit is over.
Which I want to say
our time with this conversation.
Haaland not going to the World Cup is an international war crime, and I want everyone in prison to the highest degree, Guantanamo Bay. He should be allowed to choose the team. If Haaland said, "Hey, I'm Brazilian tomorrow," we just say yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Period.
I appreciate that.
No,
I appreciate that.
So look, guys.
Yes,
I'm not new to soccer, but I'm new to EPL, so I'm going to ask certain questions just because I want
good.
Peace.
Yeah.
I've been hearing that Bellingham is probably going to come to England next season. Is he, or possibly Spain? Is he that guy? Like, can he swing a team, or is he just like
Jude?
A bunch of promise? Because I've watched him play. He looks fast. He's athletic.
Hold on, Charles.
That guy?
Hold on, Charles. You answer the question. I just want to say, are you talking about the person Saka backs up?
Let's chill. It doesn't. That's if they go with that formation. If he's gonna go the 3-4-3, if they was
yes or no, yes or no.
I'm not saying, but I'll let.
I respect it. Charles, you go first because I have thoughts on Jude actually.
One, I don't think because I think soccer's the most team game. I don't think one player can swing. Like one player can have a great influence. But I don't think Mike swing. He's definitely worth every dollar, all 100 million. I think he would. Yeah, I'd say turn around a team. Yeah, because he would turn around Liverpool by himself right now.
He's 130 million.
Yeah, he would. If he was on Liverpool right now, all these problems that they have, they would not have. He would fix 80%, 85% of their problems. Just that and help.
Does he have like a buyout clause, or is it going to be like a bidding war for him?
I think they're going to have to break his buyout.
They're preparing bids from, I think they said City, Liverpool,
Madrid.
Yeah.
There's going to be at least seven big hitters.
And I already see what's happening. Like you see, Chelsea already made their move for the boy from Red Bulls. Like
Nkunku.
Yeah, boys is making their moves already with the pre-contract and stuff. So
he's
just saying, like,
they're doing under the table medicals.
Yeah,
Chelsea moves shady, man. It's that oil money, man. Them motherfuckers over there.
Well, not anymore because they got old boy from the Dodgers, Boley.
Oh, they sold.
Yeah. So
26th
is Boxing Day, December 26th, and there are 3 games.
That's the first game. That's the first game
back from the World Cup.
Yeah.
And so traditionally in England, that'll be the start of like either your 3 games in 8 days or like 4 games in like a 13, 14-day period. Yeah. And between that, of like that could flip the whole season for you, because then when you come back in January, it's the first Saturday in January begins the EFL. Or it's not the EFL. The EFL Cup, not the EFL. The FA Cup.
FA Cup. West Ham on the 26th. Brighton on New Year's Eve, and then that's a Monday, and then a Saturday, and you turn around again on that Monday and play Newcastle
at St. James.
I didn't. Damn, you got to ask these. I got to make more clicks. No, it's at home.
Oh, that's some dub then. All right, we good.
So, and then you have 2 weeks.
And then the FA, but then the FA is important.
Don't play against the 14th, though. That's what's on the EPL schedule.
We lost to Nottingham Forest, so we'll play on that first Saturday of January. We lost to Nottingham Forest last year, and then that actually helped us to try to get a run in the top 4. But I think Arteta is like, yo, we have a team that we're going to win 1 trophy, and usually we don't lose the FA Cup. We lead the in all of England in FA Cup titles, 13. So That's our competition. Let's get back to real quick on the City very quickly. And I want to ask about Haaland or Lewandowski. Dion, you've seen Lewandowski, obviously from what he was at Bayern, but I think he scored in literally every game that Barca's had, and Haaland's almost doing the same.
Except the first one. He scored
when you guys were 0-0 draw. Exactly.
Yeah.
Dion, what are your thoughts? Who would you rather have?
I'd rather have Haaland, just because of age. Not necessarily. Are we taking like one game or
one season?
One season, like
season.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. Haaland's so special. Like, he's 6'2", fast as fuck.
But is he maximized because of the talent around him? Because he has people like Silva and fucking De Bruyne who get him the ball like that.
But see, that's the thing. Like, part of me wants to take Lewandowski for those very reasons, but like, I just think back to City last year, and it's like we just kept saying they need a fucking striker, and the dude they had playing striker now starts for you guys. So, I feel like this dude is just special, man. Like, I don't know. I think I would take him. I think he's just special.
Yeah, he is. Go ahead, X.
No,
I'll have you finish, Charles. You're very close to both of these players, so you go last. Go ahead, X.
Me?
Yeah.
It seems blasphemous to go against Haaland because of the run he's on. But I do kind of like the way Lewandowski can kind of create his own opportunities. Now, that's not to say that Haaland can't, but he really hasn't had to thus far. But I mean, Haaland's just a fucking cheat code, so I'm gonna go Haaland.
I do want to say, just to preface my answer before Charles, because I can tell by Charles's face, I know who he's picking. I recently purchased FIFA 23, and I have Haaland on my team. Disgusting. So, like, that was a completely biased answer. He's the only reason I'm in Division 7 so far. Like, that was a completely biased answer.
Love it. Nothing wrong with that. Stay true to it.
Well,
go ahead, Charles.
Well, due to the fact that they play in nearly identical systems to some, like, with the same philosophy, I feel like if you flip the players, they would be doing very similar things. Obviously, they're the two best strikers in the world right now. I feel like Lewandowski would be scoring a shit ton of goals if he was on City, and Haaland would be scoring a shit ton of goals if he was on Barca. And just to be, because I'm a homer at my heart, I'm gonna right now, like I said, if I had one game for my life, I would say Lewis, just because his hold up play is very underrated. And I as somebody who need that. We missed that from having Messi. Like, we missed that last couple of years. His hold up play is like much needed, and a quality that once Haaland gets that, and they can start dropping him, he can start dropping a little bit deeper and start playing, making a little bit more plays. Like, that's like the next level of his game, because like like I was saying earlier, that youthful exuberance that Haaland's using. Lewandowski's out here on the OG game. I'm not taking these 20 steps. I'll take 3 and get the same shit done. So, like, at the same, you know what I'm saying? He's been OGing them. Like, he's been OGing them the last 2 years. They've been playing in the same league, and while Haaland's still been doing his thing, Lewandowski has been his OG the last 2 years. So, I mean, ain't shit really changed.
Gotta respect that.
Also, like, I don't want to disrespect the Bundesliga, but when Haaland has to start playing, I'm about to disrespect it.
Go ahead.
When he has to start playing twice a week, is all that youthful exuberance bullshit still going to happen?
I mean, he's like 21, probably.
He's like 21, but in the Bundesliga, like, you could play Champions League on Tuesday and be like, hey, I'm not playing for 2 weeks because we play fucking Lord knows who for the next 2 weeks. I need a break. You can't do that shit necessarily in the EPL.
Yeah, Dortmund, that's exactly right. And Dion makes a point of, like, Dortmund's never gone to, like, that level with Haaland, like, out of the group stage. Every game, especially if Arsenal's continue to do their thing, or you never know what Tottenham's going to do, etc.
No, we ain't winning no, we do. We ain't winning no league. We ain't got to worry about that. We ain't going to be anywhere near that.
But the pressure will be on. Don't forget, City was up 11 points on Liverpool in, like, before St. Patrick's Day. And then Pep is trying to figure out, like, yo, this is our chance. Like, we got to go win this Champions League trophy. And you know what? They did everything they were supposed to do. They were up 4-2 against Madrid. And then all of a sudden, that is just taxing on somebody. And also to perform at that level with a person who's never won actually, excuse me. They have won a Polka Cup. Polka Cup.
Doesn't count.
So,
doesn't count.
But not in the real stuff. And that's where Dion makes a great point. Every game that every minute that Haaland's about to play, starting February, is going to matter.
It's a much different league. It's a much different game 2 months from now. Again, though, like Charles said earlier, he ain't got to worry about playing no World Cup ball maybe ever in his life. So that's definitely a benefit he has over a lot of other players. I think the only other players that have that benefit play for Arsenal. So, like, when you look at the top 7,
come on, Todd. So disrespectful. Disrespectful.
I've never met a group of people that find facts to be disrespectful as much as this group.
I do appreciate what Haaland's dad said the other day.
And if I'm being real, right? So I'm new to part of the reason I chose Arsenal was because they have a history of being losers in recent memories.
Wow, what?
It's not
This
true.
is wow.
It's
Wow.
It's facts.
They have a recent history.
A recent history. Like the last few years.
Since ML's right-hand man.
4 or 5 years. Whatever.
4,
I didn't
5,
ever be a
15,
bandwagon
4,
jumper,
5,
so I wasn't going to
15.
root for Liverpool or City. So that's part of
15?
why I love with Arsenal.
Relax.
Extra completely
FAs
right. In recent history, ever since ML's right-hand man Thomas Partey and Mikel Arteta have showed up, they've had a history of losing.
20 years. We're not going to do that this episode. Fair. Haaland.
Oski.
We got to see what's going on there.
Fuck.
We'll catch and see what's going on. All right, let's keep it moving. UCL preview. Let's talk about games that are happening on Tuesday, Wednesday. Inter versus Barca. The floor is yours, Charles. Please explain what is going on right now in terms of the group. So it's a double-double, right?
So we got
back
the
to
double.
back.
2 games versus Inter. Feeling pretty good. Watched Inter. I did a little scouting this weekend. Watched Inter.
Love it.
Got a lot of injuries. I'm not sure if Lautaro's going to go tomorrow. If he doesn't go tomorrow, I don't think they got a shot in hell. We're going to control the ball. We're going to have the ball for 80 minutes. It's more about, are we going to be able to get some chances? Ansu's going to be on the bench. We're going to run out Rafinha, and Dembele is going to cook on the wing. It's going to be a good night, man. I wish Frankie was healthy. If he was healthy and Koundé was healthy, I feel a little bit better. But like I said, a lot of these games we're going to have 70% of the ball. Feeling pretty good about it. We just need to get a result with them coming back to the house next week. So I'm feeling good, man. Like when I saw that alert come across my phone that Lautaro was hurt, I was quite pleased to see that.
I know you watch a little bit of Serie A. Dion, what are your thoughts on Inter with what you see with Barca as well?
Explain the question again. My bad. I was texting G.
Nah, you good. I know you watch a little bit of Serie A, Inter Milan, and knowing that they're playing Barca. Barca's obviously they unfortunately have already lost to Bayern already, so they need they need at least a result on the road to make sure that they are progressing in the Champions League. Just what are your thoughts? What do you see it happen tomorrow with Inter hosting Barcelona?
Inter's gonna play for a draw. Just get out of town.
Inzaghi's playing for his job. Like they need something out of that game.
Yeah, they're gonna play for a draw. And Italian teams are phenomenal at that, by the way. If an Italian team needs a draw,
we'll take it. Like I'm good with that.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a great point. They're 5 points back of a Champions League spot right now. Inter's obviously taken ever since AC Milan won the league last year. It took a hit on them, Inter for sure. But yeah, right now they're sitting at 9th. Very similar to Liverpool, if we're being honest. Lost the league on the last day last year. Definitely haven't recovered all the way fully. Liverpool is struggling in group stage, just like Inter Milan. Klopp is clearly not coaching for his job. Inzaghi is. They need a point tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see. What should we do betting wise? Draw? Is that
I'm
the
going to
best?
stay away, but I like the draw.
I like the draw. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Charles. Go ahead. I know you want to say something.
I mean, Lewandowski's scoring tomorrow. That's. I'm putting that in the column. I would say 1-0. I would lean towards. I don't see where are they getting the goal from?
At the San Siro?
How are they
Inter?
getting the goal? Where are they getting the goal?
See, I don't think they will. I think 8 people will be standing. in
Brozovic
front of
is
the
hurt.
box.
Like, where are they getting the goal from?
They're not. 8 people will be standing in front of the box, and they're just going to sit on the ball for 90
If they
minutes.
sit they might sit in the low block. If they sit in the low block, who knows?
You guys will have like 75% possession, a 0-0 tie.
I'm good with that. When we have the ball, I feel like the anxiety I've had when we've lost the ball the last couple of years, I feel so much peace when we have it. Like that's why
it feels really good.
Speaking of the derby, it terrifies me to see to go from watching. It pisses me off so much to see Clement Longley going from fucking up Barcelona to fucking up Tottenham, and Emerson going from fucking up Barca to fucking up Tottenham. It pains my soul.
Okay. All right. Something for us to monitor tomorrow. Chelsea is going. They are actually hosting AC Milan. This will be, I think, Potter's second match already in the Champions League. Crazy. He just coached his first Premier League match this past weekend and pulled it out against Palace. But now they are in desperate times over in Chelsea. They are hosting AC Milan. Did they get a win tomorrow? Go ahead, Charles. You go first. Seeing as how you're Aubameyang's favorite.
I think that
Is he going to play?
Nah, I think we're going there for the draw.
Chelsea's at home. They're at the bridge.
Yeah, that's fine. I think they're going to get a draw there. Where's Chelsea going to get 2 goals from? I can see them getting 1. Where are they getting 2 goals from?
Havertz? Are we really?
Where are they getting 2 goals from, Mike?
All right.
That's
okay.
There's never been a day where multiple players on Chelsea's front line were clicking together. That doesn't happen.
Giroud's on his way back. Okay, I got you. All right. What do you think, Dion? What's our bet here?
I think I'm with him on the draw. Don't they play Wednesday?
Oh, Wednesday, excuse me. Chelsea's on Wednesday. My apologies.
Yeah, I think I'm with him on the draw. I watched Chelsea on Saturday, I believe it was. I bet them. Mm-hmm. I don't trust them to play a full game. And I'm being honest, bro. Pulisic stinks. Let's just be real. He's just not a very good No, he's awful.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing. I'm actually sad. That was a sad sigh of when you know that your kid's not good enough to make the team, or your boy. Yeah.
Aubameyang, the moment that who's the kid they brought on for Aubameyang?
Who, Conor Gillespie?
Yeah, he's kind of nice.
Oh, Gallagher, not Gillespie.
Gallagher.
Yeah, he was a good pickup.
He's not
from.
But Crystal dominated them, bro, for large portions. And Crystal's no joke, but I ain't watching them play Crystal and be like, oh, you got dominated for 60+ minutes, and be like, oh, you'll be okay in Champions League 2 days later. I don't think that's how this works.
I just don't think they're good enough. What's the best version of that team? I don't think they're good enough, and I think by the time they find it, it's going to be too late.
It is not easy taking a team over when Graham Potter did and turning them into a good team. What Antonio Conte did last season is an anomaly, not the norm.
Sure, I agree with that, and that's very similar. I mean, they are right now. Listen, they're playing the top team in the table, or in their group. Excuse me. They're at 1 point right now. They have Milan tomorrow. Milan's at 4. Oof. I'm not saying it's dangerous times, but they need a point tomorrow.
The best thing for all these teams going into the World Cup is to get their shit together, because the last thing a team like Chelsea needs is to go into the break in disarray with bad vibes, have 6 weeks off, and then come back and it still be fucked up. They need solutions before they go on that break.
So, question, because I haven't looked at the EPL schedule far. Are they playing more during the week, or is the season extended because of the World Cup?
More during the week.
Yeah.
Everything will end still last by Labor Day, or excuse me, by Memorial Weekend.
as a fan of a Champions League team, I know two of you don't really have to worry about that. That's a bit concerning.
Yeah, they're going to still get, because they have to get everything in for the Champions League final.
And we're going to win our group, too, because our group stinks. So that's a bit concerning. There's going to be a lot of Tottenham games that get rescheduled. There's going to be a lot of 3-4 match weeks. That's a bit concerning. Especially, again, I know two of you don't really have to worry about this. Like, our players actually are playing in the World Cup. So, like, it's just a lot of football in the year.
We have so many captains for their countries on our team. Like, so many.
Because Lloris Kane. So, depending if Lloris wants to keep playing.
And Richarlison is Brazil's striker, not Mikel Arteta's firstborn.
Richarlison's not going to start.
We're going to see. But this is a big game for y'all this weekend.
The NFC podcast that I heard it was down to Martinelli or Richarlison for that last spot. That's what I heard. I could be mistaken. That's just what I heard.
With how much he played during the international break, I'd be stunned.
My winger is guaranteed a spot. Rafinha got his spot locked down.
Oh yeah, well he's levels.
Richarlison and Neymar will probably be roommates in the World Cup. And from what I saw, Neymar doesn't look all too committed to PSG. Like, it'd be a real shame if he came to play with his future World Cup roommate. Like, personally, I would hate to see tampering in that manner. But
if Neymar came to Tottenham, I'd stop being a Tottenham fan.
I would love that.
So you're a Hotspurs fan too?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He likes
we haven't given him much shit. You were just standing there being all quiet while we shit on Dion. I thought you were just
No. That's why I was defending Conte so hard.
Yeah.
No wonder your takes are terrible. See, I knew it. All right. The last hour makes a lot more sense now. Okay.
I really like Conte. I really hope he and Tottenham both take the time to build this the right way.
Yeah, but he's a trophy-winning guy.
I question one half of that. I do think he'll be coaching or managing Juventus by next summer.
I do not want to see that for y'all.
Even in his denial, it wasn't really a denial. He's like, look, I'm here now, right? So that's what matters. So be appreciative. Shut the fuck up.
He does a ton of I don't know if y'all remember the press conference from last season where he basically said I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if I should be here type of thing. He does a lot of that stuff to put pressure on management to spend in the transfer window.
Yeah.
So I'll say this. If Tottenham spends in January, I think he stays. But if they do not, he's gone.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's fair.
He had the press conference talking about how he didn't think he was enough for Tottenham as a manager, blah, blah, blah. And then 2 weeks later, we got Kulusevski.
Who's going to be the player that gets bought in January because they had for $87 million because they had a hot World Cup?
Neymar.
87. Nah, PSG is on the. This could be the year.
Michailo Udrich is going to sign for $70 million in January. I'm calling him down.
Man.
Probably the Arsenal. Hopefully the Arsenal.
Someone from Belgium.
He had a good first round in the. I think he had 2 or 3 goals in Champions League. So I don't know. I don't think he's going to sign for a lot of money.
We have to monitor. That's a great question. Let's come back to that one.
That is a good question.
When we start doing the World Cup previews, I'm gonna have to think.
Forget
about that.
$70 million after the World Cup. Buy out that fucking loan with Destiny Udogie and just bring him back home, dude. He's a dog, man. We got our best midfielder playing Serie A football right now.
Mm-hmm. May have to call him back. You just gotta, you got to pay a little fee because it's not out of the realm for that to happen. Especially if there's any injuries. Okay. All right. Cool. Predictions. Let's get back to the Premier League. We know what's going to happen. Real and Barca are going to handle their business this weekend.
We're not going to predict
set up things for Clasico. I think we already did. I think y'all are getting a win, right? You said you're winning the group. You can't win the group unless you win that match.
Yeah, no, I think we beat Frankfurt. They stink. I don't even know what country. What do they? Where are they from? Is that Germany?
Look, who's winning for sure?
Germany.
Give me 3 winners.
Those are the Thursday night champs.
Look,
They are the.
Do they play? Are they the ones that they're like on the free trial of ESPN Plus? Like you get 30 minutes free of that game on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
Y'all are wild. Y'all are wild. Bundesliga cats. Yeah, they are. All right, you need 3 winners? Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
3 winners for tomorrow, Tuesday. Let's throw it in a parlay and let's sweat this shit out together.
I'm with it.
Barcelona, Tottenham, and I literally was putting one in while we were on here.
All right, so Atletico. We're gonna go Liverpool
Atletico
Rangers.
is the third one. Atletico, Barcelona, Tottenham. I literally put it in while we were on here.
I'm going to give you Munich. Bayern's going to win. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Bayern's -3.
Yeah, but you need
We're
winner,
trying to
right?
make a parlay that has odds, like not 3 picks, $100 wins
Atletico
80.
breeding Groot. They're
So
sneaky.
do you take them with the spread, or do you buy the spread down to maybe like 1.5 and pick them to win by two?
Yeah, I think they win by 2, and then they
'Cause
close out their
that'll probably
group.
give us like -180, so that's worth throwing into the parlay.
Yeah, I would take Liverpool. Whatever, it doesn't matter what it is. Just take Liverpool. I would buy
Liverpool
Bayern down to
-2.5.
minus. Buy Liverpool to -1.5. Buy Munich to same thing.
Okay. All right, hold on. I'm gonna do this literally right
I'm
now.
not giving you Barcelona because if Inter just comes out and is like, yo,
He
well,
just said
Bill,
that
when
they
our
play
manager
fucking
fired,
ball.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
yeah, just stay off of that. But I'm trusting Dion though. If you feel as though this is a dub, the win in Germany.
I like the odds. Like I was trying to hit.
I feel
Liverpool
you.
plays tomorrow or Wednesday.
They're not going to play 2 bad games in a row.
Napoli's in great form. They haven't lost in a little while. But I don't like betting against Ajax at home is very, very good. And they'd be getting up because they're always in Champions League. They'd be getting up for that match.
Would you buy Inter Milan to +2?
Yes. Because it's a no bet, right?
Because
If
then
you lose
they would have to
2-0?
lose by 3 for us to outright lose.
I kind of like that.
I don't see Barca beating them by 3 goals.
Nah.
I kind of like that. Unless they're going to just give up their manager. What do you think, Dion?
What'd you say?
We're not scoring 3 goals.
Would you buy Inter Milan? Right now they're +1. Would you buy them to +2?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that just increases. All right. So it's 5 team. So we're buying Bayern to. Oh, they only got -2.5. Do you think Bayern wins by 3?
No. I think
No. Okay. So
it's a lot.
Get rid of Bayern. All right. So Atletico, they just got to win. Liverpool, buy them down to -1.5, -2. Tottenham is fine. And then Inter Milan.
Yeah, I like that.
Plus
Plus
1.
2.
+1 and +1.5 is -217. So they'd have to lose by 2.
Get him at +2. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Could be a winner there.
10
Be a
wins
winner.
66. So 100 wins 660.
All right. We'll get you one on Wednesday, too. We'll take that one to text.
Are we gonna go over the Wednesday games too?
Yeah. Why not? We're here.
I think the
wrapping.
Wednesday slate's way better than tomorrow.
Agreed. That's why I wanted to go through it. Yeah, I think there's more money to win for sure.
All right. So let's hold on. I like money. So please, Dion, you're a terrible bettor, but when it comes to soccer,
I'm good at soccer bets. It's when I try to do everything else.
yes. All right. So what do you got so Napoli, Ajax, that's
So
tomorrow.
you can get PSG -150. That might be the easiest money I've ever seen in my life.
On Wednesday?
-141 actually
What am I saying?
on my site. All right.
I
Who
like
else you got?
PSG, Salzburg at -160. I think that's a steal. And then I don't like this. I love this. The draw in Sevilla Dortmund +240.
PSG.
Yeah, you can
like
get PSG -150.
What about Juventus? Do you like
If
Yes.
you're making a parlay, I would just throw the money line in there. Like they're gonna win.
minus 360? Okay.
Yeah, like they're gonna win. If you just want to boost the odds a little bit.
Okay. And then Real Madrid, they're -2. I'll buy them to -1.5, and they should
Who
win
they
by
playing?
2.
I would say
Stay away.
I'd say
Stay away. We have trouble with Shakhtar for some reason.
I'd
Like
stay
it could
away
be a
from
1-0. If you can buy it down to 1, feel good there.
All right. What
Shakhtar
about
plays-
Chelsea AC?
I'd stay away from that one too.
Yeah.
Shakhtar plays like the 10-year-old on FIFA whose mom's about to run in the room, and he plays ultra defensive, and you get really mad. And personally, I send them very vulgar messages following, but like you don't want to bet on them because they
What
might
about
just pack the box.
FC Salzburg against Dynamo?
I like Salzburg -160 in that one.
Okay.
If
And
you're
then
gonna
what
take anything in AC Milan Chelsea, I would take the under 2.5.
Okay. What about RP Leipzig?
Leipzig. Oh, yes.
-189 against Celtic.
Buy
They're-
Celtic to 2+2.
Yep. Leipzig's in decent form. Like they had a nice win this week, but they scored 4 this weekend. But I would
The
buy
trick
Celtic
with
+2.
Champions League is pull the tables up.
Big.
A lot of these teams are going to play for draws. Like Champions League, a lot of these teams don't actually play to win the game, and that's where you can get stuck. And you bet like for example, you could bet a team like Chelsea -155. You're like they should beat AC Milan, but AC Milan's not going to play to actually beat them, and they're just going to sit in the box.
Right.
And when AC Milan does that, then it makes the draw very possible. Or they sneak one goal, right?
Yep.
Off a counter. So you
Same thing with the Barca
these
game.
games, you got to look at the table before you make the bet.
Yeah, same thing with the Barca game. Barca might be cool with that with a draw as well because they're playing Inter Milan at home next week, so they can easily take a 0-0 draw and just say we'll beat the shit out of them next week.
And this is why I love Tottenham tomorrow. They cannot afford to take a draw. They have to win that game because they lost. They lost before the break, and then they came back and lost to Arsenal too.
All right, so I'm throwing Tottenham into my Wednesday parlay as well, just because I'm getting them at +112 just to boost it. So I've got Hotspurs for Wednesday. I've got FC Salzburg money line. I've got Juventus money line and PSG money line.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
My
All
bad.
right.
I didn't know you were looking for confirmation.
So that one's actually paying negative. So if I take out Juventus, then it goes from -180 to +500. So it's just PSG, Salzburg, and Tottenham to win pays out 5-1. Sounds like a winner.
Great bet. Good odds. Why not? Love it.
All right.
Love it.
I've got my bets in. Locking in tomorrow. Going to ignore work completely. My productivity's off. You can edit this part out.
Yeah, we can. Let me clip that. Actually, got it. Let me clip that. Minute 30. Got it. Charles,
my job soon.
predictions: Everton, United this weekend. Frank Lampard,
I feel like after
Goodison Park.
everybody's going to talk about how he was disrespected. Ronaldo might get some run. Casemiro's going to get a start. They're going to get back on the right foot.
They gonna play Ronaldo on Thursday and Saturday.
Don't we know he don't play weekends?
And Thursday and Sunday.
He don't play weekends.
Yeah, he really don't. But I didn't say I didn't say he was going to start. He's going to get some run.
Where's he
Okay.
going? Where do y'all think he's going in January?
I was literally about to ask y'all what Champions League teams you're going to. So Napoli already said no, right?
Bayern?
They could say yes.
Is it Bayern?
If Bayern is out of the, once they realize that they can have a,
Because
What's his
Bayern can't
salary?
score, bro.
is they getting Kane
a
if
lot.
y'all don't get top four. If Tottenham don't get top four, they're getting Kane next year.
Harry Kane's
We're
not
not
going
just
to
gonna-
Germany, bro.
Yeah, we're not just gonna give them Kane. Like that's just
170?
One
Said hell
cent.
before the city. Listen, they offered 150.
Really?
That was pissed at them for a minute.
If we get rid of Kane, we might as well just pack it in because Conte's leaving too. Like
That's something to monitor. Something to monitor. If he realized he ain't gonna get the record, Charles, he could easily leave.
But then again, Anthony went for what, 90? And Anthony's not close to the player that fucking Kane is.
I mean, we could get a ton, but like, what are you gonna do? Take the 170 and try to get another Harry Kane?
Yes.
Liverpool, they sold Coutinho for 130, and then they just
Liverpool doing?
They won a Champions League and won a league.
What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Just try to buy Lukaku or something? Like,
the Conte was. We'll talk about that in a second.
We're not getting rid of Kane with Conte being on this team, like managing this team.
Yeah, I would say those two things are tied to each other.
Yeah. Unless someone else is coming. Like, unless it's like you sell Kane and then you fucking go get. I mean, this isn't going to happen, obviously, but you go get Mbappe, then yeah, for sure.
Or Jude.
No, listen, the person Saka backs up is very, very good. So like,
at some point, Jamal Musiala's coming home.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, we'll monitor that. Everton, obviously, the main course. We haven't beaten Liverpool in the league. I think it's like 10 straight times. Arsenal, Liverpool, an unbiased opinion. Mr. Dion, please, if you will. At the Emirates, 11:30 Sunday.
Draw.
At the Emirates.
They put the fear of God in me personally, but that's just me.
I think draw. Yeah, I think draw.
A 2-2 or one? I mean, they're going to be goals.
There's going to be a ton of goals. If I'm betting, I'm probably take the over. This Liverpool team is figuring the back line out away from being the same Liverpool from last year. So
their best player is supposed to be VVD, though, and he's not been in form. He doesn't look good. 3 goals to Brighton, who's just coming off of their new manager. Like,
yeah, but he's still a 91 on FIFA, though.
There you go. I love it. Charles, go ahead before us people at the top of the table predict about our squad.
That's cute. October 3rd. Tottenham was top of the table.
2 weeks ago.
Tottenham was top of the table October 3rd last year, and I knew immediately we'd be like. I think 2 weeks later we weren't even top 10.
And I can't even honestly. And then you fired your manager, and then you got Conte. So that's fair enough.
Yeah, we were top of the table. A few weeks later, we were in search of a new manager.
I can't even hold you, though, because we were the first ones to get y'all in the league, and then it didn't matter at the end of the year. We still lost by one point. We still didn't get top 4 because of 1 point.
That's because y'all faked COVID to not play us the first time.
Let's chill.
No, that's exactly what happened.
Let's relax.
Walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it is a duck.
Okay.
Y'all were fine when y'all were playing Brighton. All of a sudden, y'all had COVID when you seen Tottenham on the schedule. Come on.
There we go. All right. Carry on.
It's like when 50 people backed out of my homie's wedding with COVID the night before. They just didn't want to go. Y'all didn't feel like playing soccer that day. It's okay.
Oh, man.
If Arsenal said the day before the game, yo, fam, we really just don't feel like playing, y'all. We're a little tired. We want to watch football. It's fine by me.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine by me. We can reschedule. Y'all want to watch college football? It's playoff. I think it was the playoff. Makes sense to me. It's when we start faking illnesses and injuries. All of a sudden, we don't got enough players. That's where I lose respect.
Charles, please enlighten us on what your prediction is, sir.
I mean, Liverpool needs a result. They need, and I think they're going to get it. Call me crazy. I'm leaning on this Arsenal inconsistency over the last couple of years. You guys are flying high. You just got a couple games in you, and I think I'm going to be sending my Thierry Henry meme that I send in the group chat come Sunday. Because I think you guys are a bunch of bobblers.
Saliba is gonna put Luis Diaz and fucking Salah and fucking Alcatraz.
I think Derwin's gonna come out.
You think he's gonna start soon, Charles?
I think he's gonna start on Sunday.
I think he is too.
But didn't Bobby just have a hat trick?
In a brace.
Brace?
Yeah.
Darwin. So who are they going to start? Luis Diaz. You think that they'll start Darwin at the 9 over Bobby? Or is Darwin going to start in the Champions League this week?
I think Bobby's going to start in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Bobby's Darwin on the weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I also think, and then they're going to bring Bobby and Jota off the bench.
But
on 70, 60.
They scare the shit out of me. I go lie.
These are decisions like Arsenal doesn't have to worry about. We're not talking about like who's going to start during the week, who's going to start on the weekend. Like we don't, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, we kind of are on the left because Zinchenko was a little shaky. I ain't going to lie.
We understand that a couple of your players have federal crimes that they committed, but like other than that, like we don't have to worry about Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Saturday, Sunday. Like y'all are just like who's going to start on Sunday? Whoever shows up on Thursday to Slovakia or wherever y'all are playing in Europa this week, like they can play.
3-2 Liverpool. Charles, is that where you go?
No. It's 2-1 Liverpool.
Oh, we're scoring more than 2 goals against this back line.
No, I think
Liverpool.
I think Virgil's going to Virgil. At some point, they got to stand up. The real Virgil van Dijk's got to stand up.
Got to have a little pride.
Like I have, they need. Like I said,
He has pride in the Nations League.
No. This is when they need a result. This is how this goes. I think when they need this result, man. I think like that's my only point is like I think they're going to be able to get it because I think they need it more than Arsenal does.
Okay, there's still demons that we're trying to, how should I say, like scourge right now, and so okay, that's fine. 2-1. X, go ahead because you said you're a little scared of Liverpool as well.
I got a 2-2 draw.
We would take a draw against Liverpool at the crib.
Perfectly happy with.
Yeah.
You would take a draw against Liverpool at the crib?
Yeah.
No, we're
yeah.
What in the name of loser?
I just say, do I think that's what's going to happen? Actually, I think we're going to win. I think we're actually going to win 3-2. But
they have to
look,
win.
All right, fucking look. I was trying to be fucking. I think we're going to win. But
a draw makes sense. A draw makes sense. You're right.
It could be because I'm new to all this shit. But I just love our style of play. And I don't really see our weakness. Like, a team like City's better because their top-tier talent is just fucking world-class. But in terms of just being solid all the way around, like, even our backline, we could switch it. If we want to go defensive, we throw Tomiyasu and Ben White. We want to get offensive, we could throw Zinchenko out there, you know what I'm saying, to switch it up. Like, we're so versatile that's going to allow us to match up well against everybody except City. So I think we're better than Liverpool, but they are scary. But I just think we're better.
Let me say this to you, Charles.
You guys are better right now.
Our midfield is way better than theirs. Oh, go ahead, X. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. No.
Yeah. They are bad midfield. If they throw out Jordan Henderson or Jamie Milner against Xhaka and Partey, it's curtains for them. Like, their midfield is worse than Tottenham's. Now, are they very good going forward? Absolutely. We have to get some goals. But they're going to have to get some goals, but we will get goals because we're going to control the midfield. And they're going to screw up. You know what the problem is? Thiago's not himself right now. Thiago's not himself right now. And that's a problem for them because they have been banking on him. They've been banking on Thiago. He's not doing his thing. And right now they don't know whether Darwin Nunez did we spend all this money and he's not ready for the Premier League.
I'll say this. If they can get into our penalty box, they can draw penalties on us. You know what I'm saying? I love Saliba, but I think Gabriel's a little shaky. The rest of them, and they're talented enough that if they can get into that penalty box, they can wreak havoc. Against most teams, we don't even really allow them in there, so it's not an issue. And against fucking Tottenham, I mean, they didn't even get a shot off, so we didn't really have to worry about it. And the one time they did, they drew a fucking BS penalty. But that's my fear. Salah, Luis Diaz, like, they could wreak havoc. So I could see a fucking penalty or two being given up. So,
Sure. Sure, I'm nervous because I don't think Gabriel's right now in good form. He's causing us some problems, and if we need to, Tamayasu used to play center back. He also plays some center back for Japan. They'll move him toward it, and then we could go Ben White, Saliba, Tamayasu.
Ben White stinks.
No,
Terrible.
Ben White's been fine.
He's been playing really fucking
He's been
well.
playing incredibly well. I'm not hearing that. Sonny was
congrats.
nowhere to be found.
He played phenomenal so far. You guys have had
It's early.
gauntlet of schedules.
You know what?
He was in front of you, man. We're not the schedule makers.
3-2. 3-2. We're winning 3-2. We're winning 3-2 on Sunday.
We can't all get dominated 75 minutes by Leicester City like you guys. You know what I'm saying? We can only beat who's in front of us. So it is.
Agreed. Not everybody can play on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I get it.
There we go. All right. Great way to end it. Charles, go ahead. Lasting thoughts? We're less than 2 weeks from the Classico.
I mean, man, I'm gonna lay my head down on my pillow in first place. Place I haven't been in 2 years. It's a good feeling, man. Like my best players can't drink. Life's good, man. We got like a very challenging month. I'm excited to see what we got. I'm just locked in, man. Like I'm like blowing off. Like I had to throw a block on my work schedule tomorrow. Like I can't be disturbed during this game. So we got to make some shit happen because we're gonna be locked in for 90. I'm hoping Lukaku. I wanted Lukaku to play just because I wanted him to be in somebody's pocket that was supposedly not on his level. I wanted him to disappoint. But
when is the second El Clasico? What month?
Who knows? Because
probably February.
Yeah, because they'll reschedule it, I'm sure, too. Just because if both teams are going to be doing their thing, it always gets rescheduled. The second one always does. Never stays the same. Which sucks because it's the biggest ticket in all of football. But it always gets rescheduled.
And I want to see that shit.
We running in them pockets on the 16th.
Here we go. All right.
Running in them pockets on the 16th.
Lasting thoughts.
Ain't gonna be no counterattacks over here, fam.
Look, I get everybody doubting Arsenal. It's something that only time can prove us right. So at this point, I got to listen to all the soccer podcasts slander us and tell us that we're smoke and mirrors. But I think come January, people going to see that we for real. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have a less than 10% chance. But if any team can keep up with City, I think it's us. I think we're the second best team.
I love that he hasn't lived this pain.
Granted, ignorance is bliss.
I love that you haven't lived this pain.
It's a beautiful thing.
Like me and Dion know what's about to happen to you. Like me and Dion know what's about to happen to you, bro. Like this shit is gonna be so fun.
We were literally in the same spot.
I know what's about to
October 3rd last year.
Like, nah, man. Like,
Listen, I can't be an Arsenal fan unless I experience heartbreak.
Yep.
So it's gonna happen.
Yep.
That's the reason I'm rooting for this team. You know,
It'd be a real shame. A real shame if Arsenal is in top 4, man. I mean, you would hate to see something like that.
I mean, honestly, look, if we win Europa and we get into Champions League anyway, we could finish fucking 10th in EP. I don't give a
We're
shit.
playing Champions League football next year. I'm not even.
That's what I want.
It'd
I
be a
just
real
want to see
shame.
Champions League football next year.
Do I get a lasting thought?
It's all on you, brother. Yes, sir.
So, ML, when you rubbed your hands, that was one of the more disgusting noises. Like, I will personally Amazon you some lotion if that's what you need. That was one of the more disgusting noises.
I am.
Sunset.
My lotion. Look at the inside. The cracks are good. Pause. Cracks are good. Look at the inside.
Charles started talking and we couldn't hear it because of how ashy your hands were.
You're kidding me. I swear. My shit is. My ankles right now, that's another thing. I did have to wear socks today that I wasn't proud of.
I would hope you're wearing socks more often than not.